major development project in the city of New York, including Moynihan Station, Javits, Brooklyn Bridge Development Park, Queens West, all have had subsidiary corporations created to provide greater level of transparency and accountability in decision making. Your predecessor, Dennis Mullen, as well as Governor Patterson, supported the creation of the Atlantic Yard subsidiary. Why hasn't the Atlantic Yard subsidiary been created to date? What is your position or the position of the former administration on the creation of such a subsidiary?
Right, it's hard to hear actually. I don't know.
There's the AC, right?
Yeah.
Can you all hear me?
I mean, not as well as we should.
Okay.
Yeah, frankly.
Thank you. Thanks. Punchline.
Ted doesn't have a problem not being heard, but the rest of us.
Hakeem and I will use the mic.
That's good.
Thank you. Thanks for helping.
You're welcome.
Can't have good communication if you can't hear me. So, in response to the Assemblyman's question, every project is different, and often governance bodies are set up for ESDC projects that really are driven by the funding sources. So you mentioned Moynihan Station. With federal funding, there's LMDC, HUD funding. So often the structure comes with the way the funding is set up and sort of what our role is. And in this project, while we obviously have very important responsibilities, we're not the actual developer of the project the way we are in some of our other projects around the state. So I guess what I'd say is every context is different. I think we have 9 more or less subsidiary projects around the state, and they're all different. And again, here, with respect to Atlantic Yards, ESBC has this role. We have a board of directors. We have a process. Maybe it can be, no doubt it can be approved upon for communicating with the community, getting your input. Making sure we have good communication is going from our staff to Raina and Letitia and myself, or to me, and then I can share that with our board when the board is making decisions about the project. But there is sort of a governance structure, in place, and I think we can do better with our existing structure than we've done in the past to address some of these kind of communication concerns.
Just as a point of clarification, and I think we're actually going to open it up for questions amongst everyone. There's a long list of pre-existing questions, but I think in the interest of time, we'll open it up to everyone. But as a follow-up, and I don't know the answer to this question, but you mentioned that you're not the developer in this particular instance, so of course the project wouldn't have happened without significant state involvement. $200 million from the state, $200 million from the city. Zoning changes, power of eminent domain, which in and of itself is coercive, waiving of the ULURP process. I mean, you can go on and on. This project is public-private by nature and would not have happened without significant public involvement. But as it relates to sort of Queens West or Brooklyn Bridge, Moynihan Station, is the state the developer?
Well, each one is different. We have a more significant development role in Queens West, yes. Again, Moynihan Station has a lot of federal participation. LMDC, lots of city and federal participation. So they're just, they're different funding streams and different government agencies layered in with different roles. They're each unique. I was thinking about, in Buffalo, we have a subsidiary there. But we play, we control the land, we're doing RFPs for it, there's it's a different role for us as an agency, and so the governance structure is different.
But the distinction in the city wouldn't be that in those projects, ESDC is the developer and Atlantic Yard is not the developer. It's a large amount of developer of any of those projects that also have subsidiaries.
No, I agree. I don't want to minimize our role here. I guess, picking up on your comment, and while I may sound like I'm saying we don't have the development-like role that we have in our Buffalo project, which is a very exciting project on the Buffalo waterfront, or that we might have had historically with something a lot of us worked on over the years in Brooklyn Bridge Park. so there's a different governance structure is my point of comparison.
I guess just to follow up, because you had Veterans Park City Authority, Hakeem, and all of these structures, public-private partnerships were created under the ESPC statute. And so all of those public authorities have governance